8 behaviors that can lead to loneliness and isolation. A psychological perspective. Loneliness is a silent epidemic affecting millions of people across the globe. It's easy to assume that loneliness only happens when we are physically alone, but psychological research tells us that it's a far more complex issue. There are subtle, everyday behaviors that can make us more prone to isolation and distance, even when we're surrounded by others. In this blog, we'll dive deep into the psychological aspects of loneliness. These 8 behaviors, often overlooked, may be the reason why some people find themselves drifting into isolation. Understanding these patterns is the first step in breaking free from them and forming the meaningful connections we all crave. Let's explore these behaviors and see how small shifts in our actions can create the opportunities we need to build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. 1. Avoiding vulnerability, the barrier to connection. One of the most powerful ways to connect with others is through vulnerability. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we offer a piece of our true selves to the world, inviting others to do the same. It's through this mutual openness that authentic relationships are formed. However, many people avoid vulnerability due to the fear of being judged, rejected, or hurt. They might keep their emotions locked up, never sharing their true thoughts or feelings with others. This behavior often stems from past experiences of emotional pain, a lack of trust, or a fear of showing weakness. The downside of avoiding vulnerability is profound. Over time, it creates emotional distance. People who refuse to be vulnerable might find themselves in relationships that lack depth. Though they might be surrounded by friends and family, they feel emotionally isolated because the true connection is never formed. Psychological insight. Vulnerability is a key ingredient in creating intimacy and closeness in relationships. It encourages empathy, compassion, and understanding, which are essential for building strong bonds. Without it, relationships can remain superficial and emotionally unfulfilling. Overcoming the fear of vulnerability can open the door to deeper connections where both parties feel seen, heard, and valued. 2. Chronic self-sufficiency, the hidden path to isolation. Being independent and self-sufficient is generally seen as a strength. It's the trait that allows us to stand on our own 2 feet and handle life's challenges. But when taken to extremes, chronic self-sufficiency can isolate us from others. People who are overly self-sufficient often avoid asking for help or relying on others for emotional support. They may believe that needing others makes them weak or burdensome. Over time, this behavior can create a barrier between them and the people who care about them. The problem with this mindset is that it fosters emotional loneliness. While it's healthy to rely on yourself for certain things, emotional needs require connection and support from others. When you refuse to lean on others, you miss out on the bonding experiences that build trust and closeness. Psychological insight. Humans are social creatures. Our need for connection is biologically ingrained. When we isolate ourselves emotionally by not seeking support, it deprives us of the opportunity to form meaningful relationships. Learning to accept help, share burdens, and express vulnerability can foster deeper connections and reduce feelings of loneliness. 3. Difficulty expressing emotions, the silent barrier to closeness. Emotional expression is a key part of any healthy relationship. When we're able to communicate our feelings openly, we allow others to understand us more fully, creating space for empathy and connection. However, many people struggle with expressing their emotions due to fear, cultural conditioning, or simply not knowing how to articulate their feelings. This difficulty can make interactions feel shallow or disconnected. Without emotional expression, it becomes hard to form the deep bonds that sustain long-lasting relationships. Those who suppress their emotions may also experience increased feelings of frustration, confusion, and loneliness. Psychological insight. Suppressed emotions don't disappear. They build up. When we don't express what's bothering us, it can create an emotional distance in our relationships. Learning to communicate your feelings, whether through words or other forms of expression like art or body language, can significantly improve your emotional connection with others. Emotional literacy is a skill that fosters understanding and closeness. 4. Choosing superficial interactions over deep connections. The shallow end of the social pool. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of superficial conversations. Small talk, while necessary in certain contexts, can become a default mode of interaction if we're not careful. Many people are content with the ease of casual chats, avoiding deeper, more vulnerable conversations that might lead to emotional intimacy. The issue with consistently opting for superficial interactions is that they don't allow for true emotional connection. While it might feel easy in the moment, these surface-level exchanges leave us feeling empty and unfulfilled. unable to create the deep, supportive relationships we crave. Psychological insight. Research shows that meaningful, deep conversations are linked to higher levels of happiness and fulfillment. When we engage in shallow interactions, we miss the opportunity to explore shared values, experiences, and emotions that foster connection. Making space for deeper conversations can help strengthen relationships and diminish feelings of isolation. 5. Chronic negativity and complaining. The magnet for isolation. Complaining is a natural human response to frustration or stress, but when it becomes a constant habit, it can push people away. Chronic negativity often focuses on problems without seeking solutions, which can create a heavy emotional atmosphere in social interactions. Over time, people around a chronic complainer may begin to withdraw. No one wants to be around someone who constantly focuses on what's wrong, without offering any hope for change. This behavior can lead to feelings of isolation, as people avoid engaging with someone who is emotionally draining. Psychological insight: negativity is contagious. Just as positive energy can uplift a group, negativity can drain it. Chronic complainers often struggle with feelings of helplessness or frustration. Shifting from a mindset of constant complaining to one of gratitude and solution seeking can significantly improve your relationships and reduce feelings of isolation. 6. Fear of conflict and avoiding disagreement. The silent erosion of trust. Conflict is inevitable in relationships. Whether it's a small disagreement or a bigger issue, how we handle conflict can make or break a relationship. People who fear conflict may avoid addressing issues altogether, often letting problems fester and grow. Avoiding conflict might feel like a way to keep the peace, but it actually creates an undercurrent of tension that weakens the relationship. Over time, unresolved issues can lead to resentment, miscommunication, and emotional distance. Psychological insight: conflict resolution is a key skill in any relationship. Avoiding conflict can prevent you from addressing the things that matter most, leading to feelings of frustration and disconnection. Learning to approach conflict with empathy, respect, and openness can strengthen relationships and prevent isolation from developing. 7. Over-reliance on technology for socializing. The illusion of connection. In the digital age, it's easy to confuse online interactions with real connection. Social media, text messages, and other digital platforms provide instant gratification, but they often lack the emotional depth of face-to-face interactions. While technology can help us stay connected in a fast-paced world, over-reliance on it can create a false sense of closeness. People who spend too much time online may find themselves increasingly disconnected from their real-world relationships. Psychological insight: studies show that face-to-face interactions are far more satisfying than digital communication. While technology can enhance relationships, it can never replace the depth of in-person contact. Prioritizing real-world interactions can help you feel more connected to others and reduce feelings of isolation. 8. Neglecting self-care and well-being. The foundation of healthy relationships. The way we treat ourselves has a direct impact on the way we connect with others. People who neglect their physical, mental, or emotional health may struggle to engage in healthy relationships. When we're unhappy or unhealthy, it's hard to be present for others, and we may unintentionally push people away. Self-care isn't just about indulgence. It's about maintaining a balanced and healthy life so we can show up fully for ourselves and those we care about. Psychological insight: self-care is not selfish. It's essential for emotional and relational well-being. When you prioritize your own health, you build the emotional strength to engage meaningfully with others. Taking care of your mind and body can enhance your ability to connect, leading to stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Breaking free from loneliness. Recognizing these behaviors in yourself is the first step toward change. While it's easy to fall into patterns that lead to isolation, the good news is that these behaviors can be shifted with conscious effort. By embracing vulnerability, practicing emotional expression, seeking deeper connections, and taking care of yourself, you can break free from loneliness and foster the relationships that bring true joy and fulfillment. Remember, emotional growth is a lifelong journey. No one is perfect, but every step you take towards self-awareness and connection brings you closer to the fulfilling relationships you deserve.